Paulina, this is a little video about your business cards and also about how to save the work when you're done. Okay, so like we were saying before, when you have your logo done, the rest is quite straightforward. You can see I've made my business cards here already, but I'm just going to show you how I did it. So I'm going to go to my artboard tool, which is here on the left, and I am just going to choose that, and then I'm just going to draw a box. Doesn't matter how big it is, and I press return, and I'm going to tell it to be 3.5 inches by 2 inches. Now you can see at the moment my options are for pixels, so I'm going to cancel that. I'm just going to leave this as it is, but I'm just going to go to Illustrator, Preferences, and Units, and I'm going to change that from points to inches, and OK it. Now if I press enter, my units are in inches. So I'm going to say 3.5 by 2. And if you're to measure like a credit card or a library card or something like that, they're the same dimensions because they all have to fit in the same wallets. So 3.5 by 2. And I'm going to OK that. And there it is. So I can just drag that there. You can see they're the same size. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my Alt key down and I'm going to drag out a copy. So one for front and one for back. I've done 2 here, but you don't need to do 2. So here's what I did, right? Let's say this is a copy of my logo here, but I've also got one here. So I'm just going to, ideally I would group both of those. And I'm just going to Alt and drag a copy down here to my business card. And then on the other side of my business card, that's where the kind of more functional things live. So I'm going to put in, let's zoom in on this actually. Oh, my mistake. Let's go back. I'm going to highlight this text. I'm going to say, Will McDermott, CEO of WMCD Media Solutions. Fancy title for myself. And I'm going to say my email is wmcd@wmcd.com, and I'm going to put in a phone number. So I'm going to highlight all of that. Now you don't have to do it exactly this way, you'll come up with your design. I'm going to center my text, and then I'm going to select it, and this tells me I'm centered on the thing. So what I might do is I might go with, I'm going to highlight this text here, and in my swatches, window, swatches. Now I don't have my particular color swatch in here, so what I'm going to do is I am going to use the eyedropper and click on this color here. Okay. Now it's put an outline on it here, but I can just get rid of that. And with this color selected, over here in my swatches, I can add that in. So I'm going to call this WMCD Blue, and OK it. And there you can see it's been added in there as well. So let's say I highlight this. I can just go in there and click the blue of that, and it'll work. What I might decide then is, you know what, for this font, I'm going to go with slightly smaller, just to kind of make it a bit more manageable. And there it is. Now you can do it a different way if you want to. Like one of the things I did for my one, I was like ungrouped that. I just take the logo itself. I'm going to make a copy, Alt and drag. I'm going to right click on this and send it to the back. But over here is its opacity. I'm going to really fade that out quite a bit. So it's there, but I'm just getting a hint of it. That's just another way to go. You can do it whatever way you like, you know. I could take that and hold the Alt and Shift key down and just expand it out so that it overshoots the edge of the thing. And that's it there. Whatever way you want to do it. Right, the other thing was about saving your work when you're finished, okay? So let's zoom out. Command 0, no, Command minus. Let's see the whole thing. So this is, say, my finished piece of work. I have to save this in 3 ways. The first way, File, Save As, and I'm going to save this as an Illustrator file. So you can see there, WMCD logo ID AI, that's my Illustrator file. You can see it there, there's the format. I'm going to save this to the desktop. And then this is just asking me about what version of Illustrator I want to use. I'm just going to say OK to all of this. And that's it. Next thing is File, Save As again. But this time I'm choosing PDF. And I'm going to save that. And I'm going to save this again. If you want to, you can choose marks and bleeds and put in all printers marks. If you want to, save PDF. Finally, File, Export As, and this time we're going to go with JPEG. Now you could create individual JPEGs if you click on Use Artboards, but I'm just going to save them as one big JPEG together. Either way is fine, it just generates more files. This way I'm going to do it as one JPEG, and I'm going to export that. And this will probably be here when you get it. Just drag it to the top and OK. So now if I go out to my desktop, I'm just going to minimize these. On my desktop you can see I have some documents. So in images here I've got my logo, my JPEG logo, and you can see everything is there as one big JPEG with everything in it. My Illustrator file, that's the one I can get back in and edit if I want to. And then I've got my PDF up here. So if I open up my PDF, it opens up like a book, and you can see there's the printer's marks on it that we ticked off earlier on. They're only really relevant to something like the letterhead, the business cards, and you can see these are cut lines, you know, and yeah, business cards. So they're the 3 file formats that you need, and that's it.